So intermission. I'll do that. Hello. Hi. I need to make sure things are fine first. I'll look at my channel. Uh, uh, Unprofessionalism. But in the meantime, now, people know me. My name is the Captain Falco, but like Guardian Falco is usually the first name I go by. But I can't have my YouTube name be called that because you know someone took it, and it happened to be me. My name is the and who are you? Other person. I'm just checking the stream. You know,
I am a frog named Froggo Boggins.
Froggo Boggins. Does that have to do with Bilbo Baggins, or is that just something you came up with?
Well, I did the Boggins thing was for Bilbo Baggins, but
Okay,
Froggo's been a name
Bilbo
that I've had
Baggins.
for a while.
Oh, Bilbo
Uh,
Baggins of the Shire. Uh
Nobody knows me because I'm not a YouTuber yet.
oh, we'll get to that. Actually, go ahead and tell people what you're doing, what you're thinking about doing.
I am making a full-blown review of Marvel's What If,
Mm-hmm.
and it's taking all fucking year for me to finish it. But
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still going. I'm still going.
Hey, do you see the screen? Look at my impressive graphics. Yeah.
I I can't see your screen.
Oh.
I just see the watch together.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You'll see it later and be like, "Oh my gosh, look, there's a screen, there's a thing, and there's
I like go to your video later, and then the second I see your screen, my head just explodes.
oh yeah, it's very advanced. Um,
Wow, I never knew.
yeah, it's like okay. I have a transition screen on with the waves, but so we're here today to sort of go over like so if you don't know, Fellowship of the Rings is my favorite movie ever, and it's there's a lot of aspects that go into that. Um, because like it's fantasy. It's so it's right up my wheelhouse. A lot of good character work, good dialogue, good interactions, good action, a lot of practicality and CGI effects. It's got a lot of good moments. So it's like I'm not totally biased for the movie though. Like there are problems with it, and I wonder how many of them are going to be legitimate when it comes to this video we're going to watch about CinemaSins, going over it in about 7 minutes or so, because that's all he could find is 7 minutes of a 2 hour and a half movie. It's like wow, all you could find is 7 minutes worth of problems. That's pretty good.
Well,
So
if you watch the theatrical, it's like 3 hours, I believe, and then if you watch the extended version, it's like 3 hours and a half, I think.
yeah. Oh, by the way, in order to send a I sent an email. I had to put in my my like password, and I forgot my password, so I was like, I'm fine. I'll just deal with no chat. Now I gotta open my thing real quick. So I apologize. I was just trying stuff out, and it dang it, I can't type anything. I'm
You
sorry.
failure!
Oh, it's fine. I have one thing. Here you go. Eh. Look at all the hearts I'm giving myself. I'm
Wow,
a
look at all those hearts I can definitely see.
yeah. But so anyway, I just want to test on like hi. Let's see if that happens. Hey, it happens on my thing. So okay, I can see it. It doesn't matter if it's paused or not. So I'll try to keep my a lookout on chat. You know.
We're gonna do all sorts of things to this one man. We're gonna fucking beat him to a pulp. We're gonna kick
Oh
him while
my
he's
gosh!
down.
In Minecraft.
We're gonna piss on him. Why not?
Oh my gosh. I think that's the most explicit thing ever said on my show. I don't know. But, like, that's fine. So, we're probably going to go into it now. And so I have to go to my thing real quick. All right. Are you ready?
Yes, I am the ready. Fucking hell.
I know, right? Is it too loud, you think? Duh.
I can adjust it.
For none now live.
Hey, we need to tell the projectionist there's sound but no picture.
Oh, that's just a joke. Okay, so if it comes up to a joke, I'm just gonna let it go.
Oh.
One ring to rule them all.
So wait, the One Ring is supposed to control everyone who wore the other rings, right? We're told later that the race of men were turned into the Nazgul, but it didn't affect the elves and dwarves at all?
Well, it's
The race of men are the most corruptible.
correct. It's in the prologue. They're meant to be listened to. You are correct. It did affect them. But then again, they don't tell us how it affected them. I mean, for all we know, Moria as downfall, like, was due to Sauron. And the elves are not exactly in power anymore. So it's
Plus,
like
you have Galadriel having all sorts of ghouly shit.
that's also true. Later on, and it's like after all, they're leaving Middle Earth. Maybe that has something to do with it. But then again, as someone who's like, I don't know much about Lord of the Rings actual lore from the books, but it's like, yeah, it didn't affect them as much because they were wise enough not to probably get tricked enough, or they weren't tempted in those ways. But like the men were, and that's all he needed. Like really, like
The elves are leaving, and then one of them goes like, "Hey, Galadriel, you've met Sauron. Could you tell us what happened with him?" And she just kind of looks down and goes like, "I don't want to talk about it."
hey, well, in The Hobbit, she sent him back to Mordor. So it's like
She starts like spreading
Apparently so-
secrets about Sauron all around. It's like, guys, this is totally 100% true. Sauron is evil because he couldn't get my pussy, and then
Oh
all
my
the elves
gosh.
are like, fuck off. That is not.
oh,
true.
that's right, Rings of Power. Yeah. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
Rings of Power.
Mm-hmm.
Sauron put on his ring and tried to control the dwarves and elves by yelling, "Go ring," and all he got was sparks flying out of his fingers. What the f*** is Sauron reaching for? Just kill the guy!
He was gonna
Probably
pick
is
him up.
about to kill the guy.
Yeah, he was gonna
Yeah.
kill him. But yeah, I mean, I sort of agree in a way, because like, what if he just smashed him with the mace instead? I don't know why he put his hand down like that. It's very interesting, especially the ring hand. So I'm like, yeah, I can see why people have that criticism, but like, imagine if he,
Isildur, check out my bling. Oh fuck.
yeah, it's he. I sort of have that ideas too. It's like but yeah, I think that's a little more legitimate when it comes to his that's like a sort of criticism here. Um, and but what he probably wanted to do was like he was like he didn't think he was at well, his hubris made him probably do it because he's like, you're no threat to me. I just killed that guy. Like, he was dynasty warrioring like everybody. And then I'm gonna pick this guy up and get a better look at him before I kill him. And give him full despair. You know, like, yeah, I can see that happening too. Because he's shown to be very arrogant by like not having anyone at the volcano. You know?
Plus, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Narsil is like an elven blade, isn't it? It's not like Sauron knew that Isildur had a weapon that could cut the ring from his hand.
True. It is
That's why
quite.
that's
Yeah,
why-
those things are sharp, as Boromir said. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still sharp even when it's broken, and you know it's known as the sword that cut the ring from Sauron's hand. So it's a very special sword.
True.
You have this huge mace for killing reading.
And I don't
What? Okay.
It's just
We're gonna ignore that one. Yeah.
expect I
It's
should
one of his
return.
batch.
In fact, I mean not to.
After Bilbo's unnerving proclamation, Gandalf apparently said, "Dude, you need to smoke some weed."
That's a joke. Okay. I don't get that criticism.
Yeah.
If it is one. What okay, so what really bothers me about sort of CinemaSins is that like every joke is considered a sin. And I'm like, but you didn't make any
Yeah.
criticisms. It's like, yeah, well, I just want the sin counter to go up.
He could literally show
okay.
like the scene. He could literally show the scene where Boromir's dying, and then he just goes, "My wife left me." Ding.
Yeah. Same thing goes for wins, by the way. So.
Yeah.
Turn them all to stone.
Bilbo then said, kids, I'll tell part 2 of this story next year, and I'll finally finish it the year after that, because even short stories are best when told in trilogies.
That's a criticism because you could have.
That's a Hobbit joke. Yeah.
Oh, right. But still, it's like I understand that, but you're saying this in the Lord of the Rings, like in the Fellowship, just weird. Because that would take 3 movies. Like.
When you see Gandalf magically transport like this, don't you wonder why he doesn't use magic more often in crucial spots during the trilogy?
What about
Did he actually teleport there?
He didn't teleport. He just went to his house.
What? But how did he beat Bilbo there? That's my question. Like
I
Bilbo
don't know.
went
He
straight
could go.
there.
He turned invisible. Maybe he's going to his house. I don't fucking know.
It's like I don't know. It's just kind of weird how like Gandalf is there before him, and I'm like, how did he do that? So that's definitely a. I think it's a little bit of a problem. Like if he came in after him and he's like, I thought you know he was following him the entire time, and he's like, I suppose you think that was terribly clever. It's like, yeah, maybe that would have worked better, but I don't know. I'm just.
It's definitely not teleporting. Definitely not that.
I don't know if he like. I don't know if he teleported or not, because
Well, if he teleported, that would make a lot of fucking issues.
well, it depends like what the teleport is. Like, what if it's only places you've only been to, or like, but then again, and he can only do it himself. But then again, I'm writing for the movie in order for it to make sense. But yeah, that would be an issue. But yeah, I don't know what that is. I just think it was a problem from sort of an aspect like Bilbo's going directly to his home. So how did Gandalf get there before him? I guess, well, if Gandalf ran toward his home first, then he would have beaten him there because taller people have a longer stride, which means they run faster. So, yeah.
This ring of yours, is that staying too?
It's in an envelope over there on the mantelpiece.
Gandalf should probably know that that's not true because Bilbo had no time to put it in an envelope, but he goes over to the mantelpiece expecting to find it anyway. What the f*** was Froggo?
Wait, hold on. Huh? Well, maybe. Oh, that's true. He did get there before him. That's a nitpick.
What the fuck was Frodo doing for the last 20
No,
minutes?
not that one. This one. Yeah, so it's. I'm sorry. I'm putting it back a little bit, but like he is correct. Like he would have saw him put it there. But if someone told you that, so I think what happens is that you ever have is like you know something and then someone tells you something different, and you kind of do it anyway out of like impulse. I think that's what happened. He's like, oh, it is. Wait a minute. It's like, I think that's just what happened. But it is a little bit of a nitpick. So, bravo.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Expecting to find it anyway. What the f*** was Frodo doing for the last 20 minutes after Bilbo disappeared?
He was looking for
Probably
him.
looking in all the places Bilbo could be. It's a very large town.
He was looking for him. Like, and if he did, the first thing I would do is look for him at the campgrounds. And also, everybody would be going to Frodo and saying, "Hey, what happened to your uncle?" And he'd have to answer a bunch of questions.
Yeah, Gandalf can just go to the house because he's a very smart fellow.
Yes. And then it's like looking for Bilbo's house. Like, yeah. Why wouldn't he? Like, he would be interrupted by everyone because he's the closest person to Bilbo. So it's like that makes a lot of sense to me. I think that's inherent. Like, I'm not making that up, I don't think.
Looking for Bilbo in places other than Bilbo's house? Gandalf sees the freaking eye of Sauron when he stupidly tries to touch the ring, but yet he still needs to do research to figure out what the ring is.
Yes! Yes! He might see the eye, but he could be mistaken. He needs to make sure.
Yeah,
And he needs to know what happened to it. And so, like, also, when he's frantically searching like that, he's afraid. You can see it in his movements, in his face. Like, he prays probably to the God of the universe that he's in, that please don't let this be the Ring of Power. So he wants to make sure. Also, he kind of like, oh man, it's been under my very nose.
Doesn't he have more than enough information at this point to give Frodo a head start before the ring wraiths show up? This is the only time in the movie where the
He had no idea the ring wraiths were going to show up until he reached there, and then he got news about it. So how could he tell him?
Hold on, Frodo. I just need to go all the way over to fucking Gondor. And
Yeah,
then I'm going
with the Gondor.
I'm going
And then out when he's at Gondor, he hears news about, hey, by the way, he doesn't. In this very movie, he doesn't know the Nazgul have been released until he goes to visit Sauron the White. I mean, Saruman. Sorry, Saruman. It's like he doesn't know that.
I'm just picturing Gandalf touching the ring, seeing Sauron's eye. He's like, God, no, please, no. He goes over to Gondor. He sees the red sky in the background. Oh, fuck.
He's like, okay, he's like, okay, just because you find a knife at the crime scene doesn't mean he did it. Then it's like, oh, crap, he did it. Like, it's like the realization of everything.
Is that a tower with a fiery eyeball? What the fuck is happening?
And plus, he doesn't know that's the eye of, like, really Sauron. He's like, he shouldn't pick it up, though. It's like, yeah, and he's like, I probably shouldn't keep this.
If you find a knife, and
Mhm.
you have some evidence pointing to one guy, that doesn't mean you immediately go, it's that guy.
Yeah,
First,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
You gotta investigate, you gotta look around for clues, you gotta make sure all the evidence piles up so that all the strings lead to the one source.
Yes, of course. But still, like, this is just character. Really. I mean, it is true that, like, people... I'm not pulling a Patrick Willems when I say people are illogical. But what I mean is, like, people are logical to their own character. And, like,
yes.
So he's a researcher. He's going to find out if it really is. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense to me. He's wise.
Nazgul just straight up murder a dude. All he said was who goes there, and he gets snuffed out. This could have been the guy who knew all things Baggins, and they just destroyed their best lead.
Well, no.
He wasn't in the Shire.
Well, yeah, no, they did get information from a guy. He said, like, they asked him, like, Shire Baggins. He's like, there's no Baggins around here. They're out of Hobbiton. So why would they need to ask him for more directions? And how do you know they didn't? Like, how do you know they didn't ask other people? They're on a mission. He's in the way. No witnesses.
Excuse me, person who is not in the fucking Shire. Could you tell me where the Shire is?
Also, yeah, there's no witnesses. Okay? Like...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that doesn't work for the other part, but, like, you know what I mean? It's like you're in the way. Boof. Get out of here. It's a screenwriting thing to do. It's like, these people don't have qualms about killing people. Okay? Which gets reinforced later.
My point is, he's clearly overreacted.
I guess Farmer Maggot gave up? Or at the very least, his side did?
Get off the road!
No, he was still chasing after him. He's not going to go down there and just... It's not worth it. Like,
He doesn't know where they are.
it's true. He's like, they fell off that cliff. My big criticism is, like, look at the edge of that cliff. Right? Look at the edge of that cliff.
Holy shit.
And then look where they
Or
end
at
up.
least his side did?
Get off the.
And I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't look right. It's kind of like in the Predator when Arnold goes over the cliff and he ends up in the water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. It's like, no way. But, yeah.
Road! Quick!
Convenient hiding tree is convenient. Also,
No. Yes, it is.
Forest.
It's a forest. It's going to be a tree. And they would go further if they had to.
It's a magical fantasy forest. It's gonna have loads of fucking locations in it.
It's trees. Yeah, it's just normal forest with trees. People hide behind trees. Woo. That's
Yeah,
a really
it's
bad.
like-
That's a really bad criticism.
so this
Like
one of the
those-
nine is terrible at his job. Isn't the ring supposedly calling to Sauron? I mean, why is he even sniffing?
Well, it is calling to him. That's why he's really close to it. And when he calls to it, Frodo almost puts it on.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. It's really easily transferable to the audience.
If his nose worked, he clearly would smell the hobbits, or the ring. If the Nazgul can't detect the ring 2 feet in front of their faces, why didn't Gandalf just find a container for the ring that he could magically seal? Or...
How do you know he has that ability to do that? Like,
We don't know the extent of Gandalf's magic. So
True.
when he doesn't do
how do you magically
doesn't
contain
do-
something? Like,
yeah, when he doesn't do something that's on the magical list, and we just have to assume he can't do that.
yeah, that's also true. Like, what I've always wanted to try, it's like, hang on, we're gonna be at Rivendell real quick. Hey, could you melt like an iron lead box around the ring so I can't even put it on? Like,
It's like if I see an evil organization in a sci-fi movie and I go like, "Oh, they have a laser that can destroy planets." It's like, no, just because it's something that is in a lot of sci-fi stuff doesn't mean that it's in it.
what? Who says that? I mean, where'd you pick that up from?
I was just making an analogy
Oh,
comparing
okay.
to
What?
what he's saying about
Oh,
why did
I
Gandalf
see.
do
Yeah.
this.
All right. I don't really get it, but yeah.
Yeah, my analogies can be confusing sometimes. I'm sorry.
No, it's just like the whole idea of like I suppose the idea that you're trying to get past is like the things are not the same. Well, yeah, of course not. It's like I
that's
suppose
a
what you're saying is that like it's done in other fantasy media, therefore why can't he do it in this one? Like, oh, because Tolkien's not that dude. Okay.
If it's a common thing found in a specific genre, don't expect it to be in every movie or show in that genre.
So I just got reminded. You know, what's his face? What do you mean? I'm such an idiot. No, hold on. Like Conan the Barbarian. Their spell system is very slow, but it's very powerful. So it's like he spins like this guy. Spoilers, but like Conan, like he falls into like he's dead, and so he's like, okay, so the sorcerer is like, okay, it's been a few days, it should be cool. So it's like because if it's been so many days, you can't bring people back to life. So it's like and if I'm butchering that, I'm sorry, but like but the whole idea is like he spends like a couple of days chanting a spell and like painting him with tattoos and all this stuff, and he does revive. So it's kind of like that, where it's like spells take a lot of time, but they do something really great. So it's like it's a different magic system. It's very it's very down to earth. It's not like you say a word and something magical happens. It's very different. These two worlds are very different than traditional magic that you see. Anyways.
At least lock and throw away the key so no one could get into it. Frodo wouldn't be tempted to wear it, and no one could possibly detect it, and the road to Mordor becomes that much easier. Then he falls for the old toss something to distract the bad guy trick from every other movie ever.
Because it's a trope doesn't mean it's bad. There you go.
What else would you want them to do in that scenario?
If they
Of course
stayed
they'll
there,
try
they
to
would have been
distract
found.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, of course they'll fucking distract it. It's the only way to get it away from you.
Mm-hmm. That's one of many ways, yes. But it's like, but still, that's the one they decided to use.
Yeah.
It went from day to night pretty fast here, but
That means transition in time. What's the problem with that? I guess we'll find out.
maybe that much time has really passed in this case. So if that's true, has the Ring Wraith been chasing the hobbits for several hours without making one bit of headway?
They have been making headway. They're closer than they keep getting. They're on their heels all the time. You can see that in the scene when they're tired and they have to stop. It's like they're. I don't get it. It's not tough.
And only now are Merry and Pippin asking what the hell is going on? Bad guy doesn't like water cliche.
Bad guy doesn't like water cliche. What
What kind of fucking trope is that?
Wait, yeah. Like, what kind of cliche does have except for vampires? Maybe that used to be a thing in vampire films, but that was running water, because that's a thing in Japanese mythology about vampires, like running water. Like they used to be a thing in the Hammer films of Dracula, but that's the only thing I can really say the cliche in. But yes, the Ringwraiths are afraid of water. And here's the thing. That's a lot of water. Like, it's really deep.
Does he want the ring wraith to just jump in the water and swim after them?
Well, I've always had that idea. What happens if the horse jumps on them? Because it could. And I'm like, so the ring would probably be lost. It would go to the bottom of the creek, I guess. And I'm like, well, who's gonna get it now? And I'm like, well, it's not the ring race, so they have to wait for orcs, I guess. Like,
The ring wraiths just gather around the water and they're like, "All right, Jeffrey, you're going in after the ring." I'm not fucking going in there. You go in there.
Yeah, they set up a perimeter. I'm like, okay. It's like it went in here somewhere. And like, if that happens though, it's like, Gandalf already told them about the ring, so it's like, even if they did, I'm like, well, they'll still go after it. And
Right,
what
if
about
Jeffrey's not going in? If Jeffrey's not going in, then Tyrone, you going? Shit, man, I don't swing that.
it's just really weird. I'm like, so it's like, yeah, it's fine that they didn't go for it. I mean, that horse would have drowned.
Yeah, and then Nazgul would have just been ragdolling in the fucking water.
Yeah, that water would have been like, oh crap.
Peter Jackson tries to one-up M. Night and Hitchcock by gnawing on a carrot during his director's cameo. If the ring...
Yeah, it's more subtle. Remember M. Night Shyamalan's cameo in the Lady in the Water? It's freaking embarrassing. You ever
I think
see?
it's important to know. It actually kind of annoys me. CinemaSins is comparing it to M. Night fucking Shyamalan. Do you know how his cameos work compared to Peter Jackson?
I know. It's so subtle. Like, because he has a carrot. Like, okay, is he Bugs Bunny?
He eats a carrot. He gets shot. He even shows up in like one of the planes in King Kong. But yeah, small little roles.
Oh yeah, it's kind of way. Hitchcock is also more subtle than like M. Night. Like I would probably agree that he's kind of similar to M. Night. I mean, similar to Hitchcock, because Hitchcock will just go by, doesn't matter. He's right there. He's just a bystander. So it's like a and then like a M. Night is like really important character because he has to be.
ring can will itself to land perfectly on Frodo's finger, then why the can't it just will itself to fly off into the air and roll its happy way back to Mordor?
Because it can't.
Like subtle movements.
Yeah, because like it has a will of its own, but it can't. It still needs people to carry it for him. Like it.
It's like when it falls into the water and then it kind of like whisk away very subtly. It uses the movements of the things it can take advantage of. Like when it's falling in the air, it can go like, let me kind of move this way so that I can land.
I don't think it moved at all. I think it's like when Frodo saw it in the air, it's like, hey, put me on. And he's like, okay, just stick your finger out. It's like, yeah, that's how fast it goes. Like, of course, I'm kind of writing for the movie. I think both of us are. But like,
well, I actually have a little bit of evidence. You know, when the ring is with Gollum
of
and
course,
the ring decides to abandon him and it's falling on the rocks because there's like
that's
little
true.
slope. There's a little slope on the rocks that helps it slide down. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
very subtle ways of manipulating where it goes.
Yeah, it's. And I understand what you mean. It's like being found by Gollum the first time. It's like, hey, you want me? Like put me on. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like there's all these different things it does. It takes control of natural objects sometimes, and like I think that the ring actually told Gollum, hey, forget where you put me. In fact, put me over there. In fact, you know what I mean? So it could roll away on it. So it's like, huh, I wonder. That's why they have it on the chain, so it can't roll away. I was like,
No, I think it's just simply it uses the convenience of the environment.
of course. But with that chain, it's a lot harder. Like, you can't roll away if you're on someone's neck.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
How did Sam, Merry, and Pippin know Frodo was up here?
He just got kidnapped. That's why. Like,
follow the man who was staring at Frodo, probably.
yeah, and they're like, as soon as that happens, he's like, holy crap, dude, look at that guy. And they followed him. He just got kidnapped.
Yeah,
That's how it happened.
You gotta remember Aragorn was staring at Frodo and Sam noticed. So
That's
Sam
also
would
true, yeah. It's like...
Yeah, the first thing Sam would do is go after the guy who was stalking Frodo.
Especially Sam.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who's like, friendship was over. Like, I mean, overflowing with friendship. Like...
They didn't call out to Frodo when he reappeared downstairs, so were they just running around crashing into every closed door until they finally ran into Frodo?
Maybe they did. That actually would be actually like maybe they did. What is that a problem?
I mean, I think it's a more what's the word? Fuck, I can't remember the word.
Oh, that's fine. In fact, I have this mental image of them going into each room. Have you long snakes? Okay, sorry. Boom, another one. Have you long, you know, like I don't know.
I think it's more probable that Sam realizes that it might be Aragorn who has him since he was the one stalking Frodo.
True. Oh yeah, he even says that guy's been staring at us ever since we got here. That was him.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. And then he gathered up his fellow people and said, let's go get him. Also grab something. Like...
They feel the presence of the ring, drawn to the power of the one.
Until it's convenient for them not to be drawn to it.
What do you mean convenient? They're searching for it.
They're drawn to it, but like they can sense its presence, but they can't understand the specific area that it's in.
Unless he puts it on.
The only way they can do that is if he puts it on, because the thing about the invisibility is that you are invisible to the human eye, but you are perfectly visible to Sauron's eye.
Yes, because the spirit world is in the Shadowfell, I think. Of course, I think I'm getting that lore wrong. So I apologize if I'm getting that wrong, but like, that's another dimension, pretty much. It's like, what if that's why you see their true selves? It's like you can see the kings of old and the noble leaders they once were, and how when you see them in the physical world, you can see how the corruption has like fully made them what they are. So, anyways,
If you look really hard, you can see Tom Bombadil in this shot. Either you don't
Why is that a sin?
I don't know, it's a joke. I kind of laughed at it because like haha. Which, by the way, it's on record that he didn't want Tom Bombadil in the movie because it would break people's immersions. Because like it lessens the threat of the ring. So
Yeah.
and plus the tone.
care if Gandalf dies, in which case just kill him.
No! He likes Gandalf. He wants him to join. Like,
You want them to keep him alive for some reason. For some reason.
Yeah, he explains it. He wants him to join.
Friend. Yeah, he wants him to join, and he will fucking torture him until he says yes.
Yes, that's how you do it. You see, like, in fact, putting on top of the tower, it's pretty good. Like, he says, hey, look what's happening to the world now. You better be with the winners, dude. It's like...
You can even... Sorry.
No,
you
it's
can
fine.
even understand Saruman's perspective when Gandalf finds a way to escape. He goes, so you have chosen death.
Yes, and he's
It's like, I
so
will give you the choice. I will give you the choice. You will stay here until I convince you, or you will leave and you will basically choose your own death.
Yes, he's... And Gandalf, from his own point of view, from Saruman's point of view, it's like, dude, there's only one Lord of the Ring. He's not gonna frickin'... He's not gonna share that power with you. He's gonna frickin' stab you in the back. Like, they're both arguing about it. It's plain, as a nose on Gandalf's face, why he wants him to join. You just wanted to make something up for a sin counter.
Or you want to keep him alive for some reason, in which case don't put him in a prison that basically anyone would die in at the first thunderstorm.
Oh. That's an interesting thing. He puts him on top. Well, if he dies, he dies. I mean, he's like, oh well. I mean, I don't think he would let him die. But, I don't know. It just feels like there's nowhere else to put him. I don't know how people get up there. That's my criticism. Like, how do people get up there?
Yeah, there's like a little door flap or some shit like that.
I don't know. It's like... Anyways.
I know the hobbits are here for comic relief, for the most part, at least early on, but damn, nobody is anywhere near that stupid to light a fire on a tower at...
Yes, they are. They're really hungry. And Merry and Pippin are the one who convinced Sam to do it. Because they're like, it doesn't matter. They're not taking it that seriously. They're not.
I don't know if you understand the cinema sins, but hobbits are they have quite a bit of the munchies.
Well, that's because, like, especially Merry and Pippin, they're I'm gonna quote what's it, Armored Skeptic? It's like they're coattail chasers. They want the excitement and adventure. They're mischievous. They're not mischievous, but like they're misfits. Not misfits, but like I'm trying to find the word for like mischievous. Like they're crafty. They're you know, they do the stuff that puts them most at risk. And I'm not saying I'm not saying they're doing this on purpose, but they're definitely not as up on the uptick as most people are, because they don't take it they're not taking the adventure seriously enough that they think they're in danger.
I guess my only criticism is that I don't feel like Sam would be the one to let this happen.
Well, Merry and
Sam's
Pippin are
not
already doing it, and he's like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, well, we're doing this for bacon and tomatoes. It's like, oh. I guess they feel safe since Aragorn's out there, but it's like, dude, you people are stupid. And here's the thing, though. It is sort of lampshaded in a way, but Frodo does call them out on this. It's like, what are you doing, you morons?
Get out, you fools.
And then like Mary or Pippin is like, oh, that's nice. Thanks, Frodo. It's like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Night when you're hiding from supernatural hunting machines. Nobody. Also, Strider says he's just going to have a look around when he leaves the hobbits. Where did he go and how far away?
I knew he'd bring that up. He was scouting to make sure the way was clear, and he's like, surely they won't do anything stupid.
Oh, I forgot one of them has the big munchies.
Yeah, it's like, how would you know? I don't know, it feels a bit nitpicky, but yeah. By the way, nitpick as in like you're technically correct, but it's so minor, it may well not matter that much to the overall thing. Not saying nitpicks can't, but like, yeah.
He didn't see the fire immediately and start running back to slap all the hobbits for starting one?
He
and
did.
He didn't notice the Nazgul anywhere while he was looking around?
Maybe he didn't. How do you know that he didn't? He's like, oh crap, there they are.
There are these black cloaked creatures in the fucking night.
Yeah, exactly, and they're probably more sneaky. Who knows?
Why would Aragorn go near one of these fucking things?
Who goes there?
After we've seen them straight up murder people for asking who goes there, the Nazgul finally find the hobbits and decide to go into a slow attack formation so that Strider can show up in time to save the day.
Huh. I mean, it's
I mean,
also...
they were pretty slow when they went to the beds as well. That's just kind of how they act.
Also, they want to make sure that they don't get away. So it's like they surround them and make sure it's like, dude, just give up. It's also intimidation. If you don't know, it's like Nazgul also have an aura of fear, where it's like, and it does work on Frodo. He gives up. And then he doesn't kill him right away. He's like, dude, just give me the ring. I'm calling out to the ring. And he resists. And then he gets stabbed for it. Becoming... And if that stab would have worked, the ring would have been theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, these bad guys are afraid of water and fire. Wow, so Earth is like the only major element they're not afraid of?
Well, for one thing, they're
so
being set on fire.
News flash. Water represents life. Fire represents light.
Yeah, plus fire is also a living thing. Like in sort of like mythical circles. It's like a... And not only that, it's like, yeah, they're being set on fire too. Would you not run away if your cloak was on fire? It's like, ah, crap. It's like...
I just paid $70 for this!
Yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
Sonlee. Sonlee. Say hello to Sonlee.
Oh, Sonlee's here?
Yeah. Hello, hello. He just said, yeah. Welcome.
He's been stabbed by a mortal blade.
You know, the kind that dissolve dramatically after you identify it?
You know,
Okay.
Okay. What
I mean,
difference
like,
does it make?
okay, how do you... well, probably once it served its purpose, it disappears. It's... Okay, so it's language to the audience saying, like, it's a special blade. It's magical. Okay.
the Athelas plant.
Athelas?
Kingsfoil.
Kingsfoil, it's a weed.
Weed is the answer to everything. Ah, I see. Elf horses have turbo mode. Well, we're only an hour in.
No, he's telling them to go faster because, like... Dang it. That's not a criticism. Only an hour, but it's already clear. Hold on, let me go back a little bit.
Horses have turbo mode. Well, we're only an hour in, but it's already clear that good old H2O is the real hero of Middle-earth. Arwen has the...
Yeah, they're not afraid enough to turn back. It's right there. There's one person in front of them. They're gonna do it, even though they're afraid.
I swear to God, he's gonna make the argument of she could summon a tsunami of water horses. Why doesn't she just do that on other places?
Oh, I can tell you that. There's lore behind that. You see, Rivendell is protected by a magical aura that's like that all elves can use to turn the water into like an actual weapon against the enemy. Like yeah.
Well, even then, I have a different criticism that he's about to say.
The ability to summon a tsunami of water horses. What a strangely specific ability.
That's not. Oh, okay.
Gila Ex Machina.
Okay.
Is there really nothing that Saruman can do about the eagle?
What do you want him to do about the eagles?
It's not an Ex Machina.
What?
Gandalf
No.
summoned it.
Yeah, the moth summoned him. It was called Animal Whisper. Like, and then he sent the moth out to, hey, help, please.
Yeah.
Oh, he does call the avalanche, yeah, but it takes him forever to do it. He's chanting. He sends a lightning bolt down after a while, but he needs to be pinpoint perfect. Like, it's not that simple.
What are you supposed to hit on a fucking giant flying eagle?
By the time he could say his spell, he'd be in the horizon where he can't see. So it's like, and then later on, when he does that thing, he just he puts it in a localized place after chanting for maybe hours.
Sonlee's asking if he could join.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Hold on. Let me go to my thing. I apologize for people. I'm going to turn it into the to the intermission screen. Ooh, look at that intermission screen. I'm going to drag him over real quick.
Hello.
Hello, you are in. Do you like my new
Hi.
layout?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, let's get into this. Sorry, I had to do all the things. All right.
All the
Is there
Yeah?
like a watch to get link or something?
Oh yeah. Let me. Oops, I apologize. Let me go and find that. Sorry, I have to do a lot of back to intermission screen. So I'm going to say hi, Sonlee, while we're doing that.
Well, hello everybody.
He's
Hi.
he's back.
Back again.
Guess who's back?
Sonlee's back.
You know what you need to do? You need to tell a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on, I'm gonna.
Back.
Is the intermission screen still on? Good. Because it will send the invite link. So I'm like, no. Invite. We're gonna copy. Where are you? I don't see you in my list of messages. That's
I'm probably
interesting.
like at the very bottom.
It shouldn't be. Because you were just here. Boo! Now I have to send you an actual message. This is dumb. Alright. Hold on, let me message. Oh, I've never sent you a message. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's why. There it is. Sorry I didn't wave. So I'm going to go back and get rid of... Oh, hello. There you are. I'm going to set it back to full screen. It's going... It takes me a while. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, it's not okay. It's cringe. So anyways, do you see it? Are you good?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, and all right. Is there anything you want to say about the scene? No?
Yeah, doesn't he cause a avalanche?
Yes, he does.
Like he doesn't have his staff with him.
That's also he does. He does have
does?
a staff because he was torturing
thought-
Gandalf with it.
This is hold on. This is the scene where Gandalf escapes. This is not the avalanche scene.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
this was with the moth. That's
Oh yeah. He sends the moth out to get the bird, and then the bird swoops him off, and then Saruman is like, "So you have chosen death," and he was torturing him moments ago with his staff. So it's not about him using spells. What I said before is like it takes forever for you to actually use a spell. You can't just do something powerful in an instant.
Yeah, especially a spell that big. Like Saruman had to like chant for a while just to make.
Who knows how long, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, correct. We're gonna move on.
Isn't he a powerful wizard? Doesn't he cause a f***ing avalanche from hundreds of miles away later in the movie? He spins Gandalf around and closes doors with his mind, but an eagle is just too tall of an order.
Well, the eagle's constantly moving, to be fair.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I don't know if he can psychically take him off.
The tower is his.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I wonder how that magic works, because that is a little bit iffy. It's like, well, the thing is, though, if he wanted to do something, he would. That's the thing. Like, I think that's due with also character. Like, I want to see him fail, maybe. But, again, I'm writing for the movie. So it's like... So, but still... I don't know if he has, like, again, though, I think if he wanted to kill him at that moment, he would have done it. So... anywho. No.
So Elrond knows this is a ring of supreme evil.
Here we go.
All the evil in the world can be ended by throwing the ring in the fire, but he lets Isildur go without a fight.
Yes. Yes, he would.
He's the king of man.
What kind of problem would come up if an elf killed a king?
As Rex put it, hey Elrond, where's our king at? It's like, he fell in. He's like, whoa. He tripped. Yep. He fell down some stairs. he ran into a doorknob. Okay. I'm sorry. But
you're bad at your job, Cinema Sims.
Well, he's still better than Wins.
Have you gone through Wins yet?
Oh no, I'm not gonna go through Wins. I'm just gonna go through Sins today.
Oh, okay.
Next time though, I found a video. It's gonna be very interesting. Mook was covering it earlier. It's animes where fascists are, or whatever. Animes of fascists.
Yeah. I just saw them covering that video earlier.
Yeah. And I'm like, ooh, this looks stupid. I want to cover it.
And the whole time I was there, he never mentioned anime once, so I don't know what's happening. Oh,
it's great. He's just like, anyway, we'll next time.
He could have thrown him into the fire and then ran out screaming, "Oh no, Isildur fell into the fire. Whatever will we do? Oh, the humanity."
Well, they would be really upset. That sounds really convenient. There would be an investigation. And also, that would put the two races at odds.
Like how many people would actually believe him?
Yeah, it's like, that sounds... But evil would be destroyed forever, but, like, there would be a new evil.
Go ahead.
There would be a war, probably, like, in the near future.
They have a white chalk outline on the edge of the Mordor
white chalk outline?
It seems that Isildur fell down here.
It is kind of... No, not only that's funny, it's like in the Naked Gun, where there's a chalk outline in the lava down there. It's like, you want to take a dinghy? No, thanks. I took care of that at the airport. It's like, I mean at the press conference. Oh, I'm such a bad movie quoter. Anyways.
You have my sword.
And you have my bow.
And my axe.
Don't say
You
it.
mean the axe you just shattered while trying to destroy the ring?
He has more than one axe.
He has a spare.
Yeah. Yes, he has a spare axe. He's a freaking dwarf. He probably picked one up from another guy. And by the way,
Yeah.
he doesn't even need to have an axe at that moment to say he has an axe. Like,
And isn't he holding an axe when he says it?
even if he okay, even if he wasn't, he
Mhm.
could still say that.
Yeah, of course.
Because, like, yeah, his primary weapon is an axe, and he says, "You have my support."
yeah, it's the thought that counts.
Yes.
Yeah, I have the one axe is broken, so I'll replace it with my spare axe. Rock and stone, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Rock and stone.
You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Roll credits. Oh, wait. Where did they get
I get it.
sausages?
Sam is a cook. That's your answer. Sorry.
Sam has lots of food packed up. What do you fucking
And
think?
if you notice throughout the films, it's a little bit of a side thing. Sam knows how to cook, and
Yeah.
and also he carries a lot of pots and pans. What does he fight with in Moria? A pan.
It's only when they go to Lothlorien. That's the place, right, with Galadriel. It's
Yeah.
only when they go to Lothlorien that they don't really have much food with them at all because of the venture they had in
Well,
Moria. So
they're depressed too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so I'm just I'm just picturing they're all crying and stuff like that. You have the music, and then you just have the slow-mo shot of Sam crying while eating a sausage.
yeah. It's some kind of French film. It's like L'amour. It's like, oh no.
They make them themselves out here in the wild? Or are they carrying raw meat casings for 40 days without refrigeration and then eating them?
Without refrigeration, he probably has salt packets.
Yeah.
Like, so in D&D, it's like they call them rations, right? They're like chips and stuff. So it's like, and then you have little sausage things.
And they
like,
do
yeah,
run out
sure.
of food later. That's why they have to get the lambness bread.
It's not only Lantis bread. There's also like they can't hunt. They could go hunting. You know, you never knew. What if they did hunt? Like,
Well, that's what Gollum
Well-
was for. He was their personal hunter.
true. But yeah, that's another thing. You could fish. Here's the thing: when Sam actually catches bunnies, or I should say, like when Gollum gets the bunnies, like Sam gets the spices because he's really a good cook. He loves to do it.
Of course, they'll already have food as they venture out. Hell, probably the elves gave them some food to go on their journey.
It's called the Land of
Yeah, that
Spread.
would make
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
I don't
they-
know why we need a scene where they're like, "All right, Sam, here is your daily sausage that you must eat twice
it's
a
like-
day."
Sam just comes out and he's like, oh, by the way, I got the sausage in like that human town. Yep. It's like,
Oh, thank God Elrond gave me some sausages. So
Yeah,
that
it's
we
like-
can eat.
yeah, it's like we don't need the exposition for sausages. Like, it's
They're going on a journey. Of course, they'll have rations.
it's like when I say like in movies and TV shows nobody really eats. It's like that's a nitpick for sure, but it doesn't really matter. You know?
Yeah, and it
It's-
makes sense to have the sausage this early in the journey. Like if they were like on the third film and
Make
they
me
had like
hungry, too.
sausages, yeah, it'd be like how did you guys have that for this long? You know?
Yeah, what blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I turned into Porky,
Yeah.
which is a pig
God,
made out of bacon. Anyways,
I could go for a fucking bratwurst.
It
right
all
now.
connects.
which is funny, yeah, because like seeing that sausage, I'm like, and us talk about sausage so much. Man, I'm getting hungry. It's like I can taste the sausage in my mouth.
Oh, Gandalf, you tried to lead them over Garadras.
These birds have no f***ing clue that that's where Gandalf decided to go.
He's making that decision because he knows how
Yeah, they're-
Gandalf's mind works.
So two
Mhm.
things. One, the birds are. Well, I should probably say this first.
My cousin.
Boromir said that they were on
Oops.
a pathway that could lead them to Gondor. But Gandalf says that's also a path that could lead us to Isengard.
Too close to
Second,
Isengard, yes.
Yes, second, of course the birds would be searching any area close to Isengard because Saruman knows the locations that would lead them to Mordor.
Well, yeah. Also, like, he's like, what path would you take? Because he's not going to take Moria, because Gandalf knows that he wouldn't want to go there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Saruman knows Gandalf. He knows him personally.
Yeah, they're friends. He like you'll think
Used
like
to be
if
friends.
the birds,
Yeah.
oh yeah, if the birds spot him, Gandalf at a certain location, someone probably would be able to be like, okay, he most likely would take this path in order to get to his destination. You know.
Yeah.
May have seen him go run and hide. Yeah, of course they did.
They flew past them. They may have seen them go run and hide, but
yes,
they weren't around to hear Gandalf say where they were going to go next.
It doesn't matter.
They don't have to. Yeah,
they don't have to.
They don't have to be.
There are two paths. One that leads to Gondor that goes to Isengard, and one that leads them to Moria, which could also lead them to Mordor.
Yes. There's a lot of M's in that sentence. But yes.
Rings of Moria. Let the ring bearer decide.
What a cop-out.
No, it's not a cop-out. Wow, you skip a lot. but
Well,
of course.
To be fair, he's only listing the problems he can see in the
I know,
Exactly.
but still, I'm just like, but still, it's like, wow, okay, it's kind of funny. I think I could find more problems than he did, and I'm like,
well, him telling that Gandalf like it was a cop out that Gandalf let Frodo decide where to go. That's not really a criticism. Like,
no, it's not.
That kind of makes sense.
It's a joke. Like, but it counts as a sin. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So the thing about that is like he lets the ring bearer decide because he is technically in charge, like of the journey. Like he's the ring bearer. They're all to protect him, but he's still kind of like he is the mission. Well, not technically in charge, maybe like, but he definitely is the tip of the spear, I guess, of the group. Where it's like without him, there is no mission. So it's like, so it's like if you let him decide, he's like, okay, there's 2 ways to go. We should go through Moria because we can't go through here because Boromir the Chad actually cares about the hobbits, and he's like, it will be the death of them. We can't go this way. It's too harsh. We can do it, but he can't. Which is like, such a nice thing to point out. So, actually, now that I mentioned Boromir, I can't help it, but, like, I have to go for that final part, even though before we get to it, where Boromir really cares for the people, okay? And this shows in how much he cares for the hobbits. And this is why the ring is really evil, because it turns his love into hate. Like, when he says, like, he curses all halflings, he never meant that. That's the ring getting to him. It's like, it's it's so good. It's so reinforced.
How does Gimli not know about this? Or Gandalf? This obviously happened a long time ago. Sure.
It's underground. News doesn't spread around that fast. Okay?
Plus, Gandalf wouldn't have known because he doesn't even know how to open the door to Moria.
Well, even if he did, why would he go down there? Because there's a...
Gandalf's afraid of the Balrog too, so...
Well, it's also like, it's as he's feared. He's like, actually, he does know. He's just that he doesn't know the extent of it.
Now, as for Gimli not knowing about what happened in Moria, we are to assume that Gimli lives in a different location, therefore
he does.
He doesn't...
Yes. Son of Gloin. Yeah.
And plus, everybody in this mine died, so I don't think anybody was able to escape to tell the news of what happened in there.
True. Except for the orc. There's one goblin. He's like, "Hey, did you hear?" But like,
I'm picturing this fucking smiling friend's goblin just going up to Gimli. It's like, "Hey, did you hear? Moria's dead."
He just chopped him in half. Like, oh god.
Fuck!
But like,
Yeah.
this is, it's so interesting to like, man, it's kind of funny. You just have a conversation from like, I think CinemaSins need to have somebody he needs to talk to about these things. It's like, hey, are you sure you want to do this?
I think he has a whole team, like because CinemaSins by himself cannot push out these videos as quickly as he does. Like he has a whole team watching these movies, writing down sins, and probably a couple of them like just making jokes just to pad in the runtime of these videos. But like,
padding the
it
runtime.
just
That's true. They are.
yeah.
Some of it is padding.
I have a compliment to give that will later turn into a criticism. So the compliment that I have is that the scene in Moria definitely shows how none of the dwarves were able to escape because there are fucking hundreds of these goblins,
Thousands of them. It's like,
that.
holy crap. It's like,
yeah, and you see the scene where Gandalf and the others are like surrounded by these guys because they're just like crawling everywhere. But it leads to a criticism that I have. I don't know if he'll point it out, but it's kind of convenient that when they're about to be surrounded and killed by the goblins, the Balrog just happened to show up and scare them all away.
I don't think that's a criticism, because that whole battle gets his attention. It's like these things are scurrying about. What are they scurrying about? Like why? And so he goes to investigate. It's I don't, and plus actually the more criticism is like, why didn't they show up earlier to the fight? These hundreds. So I'm like, that's also one thing they should have done. But like,
I guess that makes sense.
Whatever. I'm like, yeah, it is sort of like convenient for these things to happen, but like for their survival. But it's not a big problem to me. Like, personally.
Yeah, I think it's convenient on the timing of when it happens, but like the fact that like it makes sense why the Balrog would, come to them because he probably heard the armor going down that well and like the loud noise and them fighting.
Yeah.
I guess you could say the exact time of him showing up when they're about to die could be convenient, but
it's also well, obviously the purpose of it is to show how like these things are afraid.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like
this
is a whole another level. Like,
there's always a bigger fish,
Oh yeah, I was getting ready to like quote Buffy because that's what I do. So it's like Dead Man's Party, which is like one of the main characters telling Xander, he's telling Buffy's mom, like Joyce, which is like when badder things are afraid, it's like it means trouble. Like so yeah. Oh hey, look at that. You don't expect the whole thing to arrive at once. Maybe a couple squads or yeah, but I'm writing the movie at that point. We're just like, hang on, we're getting ready. No, man, we're getting there first. We're getting all the XP. Sorry, MasterFicus is in chat. Hello.
Oh, hello.
But anyways.
Hello, MasterFicus.
Sure, there's no internet or phones, but word should have traveled faster than this. These hobbits over here on the left give no indication whatsoever that a cave troll is about to peek around the corner.
Oh. Huh. Maybe. Huh. I don't know how to feel about that yet. Because it is true. It's like, but how are they supposed to get his attention? Hang on. Let me go back.
Look in VC text.
Oh, I can't. I'm in full screen mode. Hang on.
Oh.
Okay. What's he doing? Oh no. It's Mr. Blurry Face. Look at that. Anywho,
it's being wiped away from MS Paint. No.
So these guys, right? they're looking at him and they're like, yeah, but as soon as he starts looking around the corner, what are they supposed to do? Like, hey, he's right there. It's like, yeah, Frodo knows he's right there. He just hid from him. So it's like, yeah, this is dumb.
Troll is about to peek around the corner. Why isn't Frodo's blade glowing right now? Are all the orcs dead?
Oh, yeah, that is yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's a criticism.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's
Fair
a nitpick, but it's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a nitpick is correct. It's just it doesn't really matter that much.
Well, is it a nitpick if it was established this is how this thing works
Yes.
and it doesn't do that?
For that one scene, yes, it is a nitpick because it's technically correct, but it doesn't really.
Oh, it doesn't affect like the plot or
it doesn't
scene.
affect the movie as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
There are nitpicks that are that can affect a movie as a whole. Because like the disappearing knife is the one I like to go to in like The Last Jedi. It's like, yeah, because of that small detail, that knife not being there, Rey survives.
Yes.
So.
Or right now. Right now, there's definitely some orcs close enough to cause that blade to glow blue, right?
Dead gone, nice. But yeah, I'm glad he didn't do the bridge criticism. Oh my gosh, thank you.
He skipped a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair because that whole scene.
It's really great.
Yes, it's just a great scene. The Balrog scene is amazing.
The Balrog is the best scenes in the movie. I'm like, I love Fellowship of the Rings, but I'm like, I can't wait to get to the second half because I know the Balrog's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
If I were him, I would remove a sin for the Balrog effects.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He doesn't do that yet.
Hey.
Not glowing in this book, it doesn't matter how much. At least it's what? Oh, hold on, at least it's true. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It's true. Like
what's his criticism?
I don't know. The sword not glowing is a solid criticism. Doesn't matter how much, but at least it's true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we said. Pretty much. Gandalf said it was a 4-day trip through the mines, but it takes a fellowship like...
Goldolf said it was a 4-day trip through the mines,
You gotta
but
be
it takes
kidding
the
me.
fellowship like a couple of hours.
Oh my gosh!
It was a 4-day trip.
It was a 4-day trip. What do you want? You want to stay in the theater and see all 4 days? It's
yeah,
like...
they want Gandalf to be like writing his notes. Day 1 of
Day
our trip
one.
through
Yeah,
the
it's like, what do you want? Like...
Didn't they also have a scene where the Frodo kind of like sleep? They're all stuck because they don't know which way to go in Moria, and they're waiting for Gandalf to remember.
Yes. That's and that's where we talk about like it's like one of the best scenes in the movie where he's talking about Bilbo and how come he didn't kill Gollum. It's like it's a really good speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. It's fine. Don't worry, MasterFicus, you're good.
If that, to get to the other side.
It's a 4-day journey to the other side.
8 that are here, yet 9
It's not a sin.
set out for
Nope.
live and dare. Tell me, where is Gandalf?
Dude, this movie is 3 hours. Couldn't you just ask where Gandalf is right off the bat?
For the mirror.
What? Huh? No, because that's okay. So when they first meet them, they get like, "Hey, what are you doing on our lawn?" It's like a kind of situation where they're surrounded with arrows, and then they have to decide, "Hey, do we want to let them through or not?" Because they know the ring bearer is there. It's kind of overwrites everything else. And they're like, you bring great evil here.
Right.
So it's like, and then they're like, hey, wait a minute. 9 which we went through there. We know that from Elrond. Where's Gandalf?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He wanted
What's
to
that?
do a cool stunt. We couldn't stop him.
It took, yeah, of course, yeah, it took some time.
Mirror shows many things.
Why would the mirror show his friends making troubled glances?
Because He's
It shows different futures, so like
this is the present. I mean the past or whatever, because like they're tilted coupled glances because he's showing what they're true like inside. They're really nervous, antsy, and they're having a crisis of faith about the journey. And it's being put on Frodo, feeling the weight of it. That's why it's showing you it.
By the way, this is a little off topic, but it still has CinemaSins included. Did you guys know that when the Suicide Squad trailer came out, CinemaSins said that Jared Leto's Joker laugh is the best Joker laugh he's ever heard.
Oh.
Oh,
Interesting.
no.
You can have that opinion, but you could be wrong too. It's kind of like when Angry Joe was like Walking Phoenix had an annoying laugh. It's like, oh, dude, it's like, shut up.
What can be learned from that?
I just told you. I'm sorry, but it's like, I mean, it's like, yeah, she even says it. It's like, to being ring bearers to be alone. It's like, one by one they will fall. And you can see it in their faces. Like, oh, that connects. It's not that hard, really. It's very basic. That's 10 cents.
He will try to take the ring. You know of whom I speak.
I'd love to tell you which person by name, but I'm afraid he'll hear this telepathic communication that only you can hear.
What? That is
All
kind
she
of
said-
interesting.
all-
It's just an
all
old
she
way of
said
saying Boromir.
Yeah, she's just saying, you know who I'm talking about.
You know
So
who
why
I'm
does she
talking
need to
about.
go? Why does she need to go like, you know who I'm talking about? Boromir.
The one that would take the ring. You know, she isn't Snoke, you know. When he
McQueen.
No, Snoke,
Oh.
like when he said, you know, the pilot of the Millennium Falcon, your father, Han Solo.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Freaking. Oh, Snoke. Okay.
Yeah, Snoke.
Oh. You said. It's something you're saying snow. I apologize.
Oh, no.
The hands of your father, Han Solo.
He just grabs the camera and speaks for Han Solo as he like shakes a can. He's like, ooh.
Shaking the camera with one hand and
Yeah,
he's eating a
he's
song
like,
with the other.
and he then he soy jacks to like Han Solo, like a cutout, like him. Ooh. Sorry, but like but I forgot what we were talking about.
We're talking about Lord of the Rings.
I know, television communication. Oh, that's right. Talk about like, yeah, she's talking like that. What's wrong with that? Just because you're not direct, like, yeah, she talks like that the whole time. She's not very direct unless she gets confronted.
Dang, she should have fought an ice troll.
Oh no! And jumped off a tip of a sword.
She did that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She jumped off a sword.
Oh no.
You're right to be. Yeah. It's like I'm sorry. I'm getting communication through the chat as well, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Communication that only you can hear.
Not dark, but beautiful and terrible as the dawn.
Terrible as the dawn? The f is that supposed to mean?
Oh, it's terrible as the dawn? Oh. When it comes to Middle Earth lore, that means she's as like I think that means like I will become the sunrise. Like whenever you see me, it's gonna be like, oh, like crap, here she comes. It's like I don't know, like that's pretty much my view on that. And plus, like the dawn used to be a tree. Like you know, it's I don't know, it's very that's an interesting. Sonic did it first. Yeah, he's distracting me. He's bullying me. That's what he's there for.
Oh, now it's glowing again, and long before the orcs are even in view. The orc
Well, yeah, they're
actors are
nearby.
shielding Aragorn's
It did that before.
Yeah.
And like and like what was it like what like you remember when the drums were sounding and they were getting closer? Then like Legolas said goblins, and then the blue shine.
Oh, Falco, we're it's 6:46 on the time
Yeah.
code. We're almost there.
I know.
I just realized the
Mhm.
sword did glow in Mordor. Well, not
Yes, it
Mordor,
did. It did.
Mine's Moria.
Yes,
Yeah,
it did.
but it stopped glowing
It stopped glowing.
after a while.
Does it have like a charge point? It's like it starts to glow, but then it's like, yeah. I've done my job.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I think I know the criticism he's going to have on this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Shield at Aragorn's neck that has a neck-sized hole at the end of it.
Oh, well, that's how the shield is shaped.
Yeah.
I guess it's convenient. It's shaped that way, but like, you know.
Well, yeah, but what does he do right after? He gets his freaking sword and he's like, I'm gonna chop your head off. It's like, it's a good setup.
That's not the criticism I thought he was going to have with it.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say, oh, it's at his neck, but he can somehow fit his head through the hole when he goes down.
Well, he pushes it out.
Does he?
Yes. Well, hold on. Let me go back. Yeah. Hold.
Neck that has a neck-sized hole at the end of it.
Yeah. He
Frodo screams.
He
and stares
pushes
at
it
the
out
drowning Sam
some
for
so we
several
can fit
seconds
this
before helping
thing
him.
down.
Jeez, how deep can a hobbit reach into
a
the
boat?
water from a boat?
Oh, he does. What just happened? Oh, that was it?
That was it? Oh, okay.
So the final one is like, I'm sorry, let's go back to the final one.
Frodo screams and stares at a drowning Sam for several seconds before helping him. Jeez, how deep can a hobbit...
Oh, yeah, because, like, he thought he would go back, and he doesn't know where he is, so he has to go... He has to row to him, and then he helps him.
Reach into the water from a boat.
Yeah, but, like, how deep is this? That's
well,
the
they
real
are
question.
hobbits.
My criticism is more so I don't think the underwater stuff that Peter Jackson does ages well.
Oh no, especially in the second. Wait, it was the third movie where it was with Smeagol and like the other Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that aged very poorly.
It did that in the extended version of King Kong as well. There's an underwater scene that looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks okay.
Just get them underwater though. That's not that hard.
Well, it's hard to get a clean shot of hands that way, but yeah, sure. I know what you mean. In fact, it looks a little too clean. Like where are the particles? Yeah,
that's my problem with it. It's more so just they literally just filmed them reaching their hands out for each other, and then they put it underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Cast it into the fire.
Oh.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, sure.
Like,
right.
how long is Winds'
30 minutes.
Okay. Oh,
I don't want to. I don't really want to go through that right now.
All right.
Yeah, I mean it's a short episode today. That's fine with me. I got something out. So oh, we can go I can go through something else real quick. Speaking of what Ficus is doing in chat. He's did you guys hear that, like, I hear Boggie came clean about his about lying about his cancer. Anyone else know about
would
that?
you look at that?
Yeah,
you learned.
I heard about that. And so like so I can't wait for this Saturday. It's gonna be amazing. But like yeah, I kinda knew when you're surrounded by people they're just throwing money at you. And then it's like you won't even give them any sort of information. Yeah, you're lying.
Yeah, I don't see why you would at all go like, "Oh, I don't have cancer," and they're like, "All right, get a doctor," and you're like, "They're doing it for clout." Like
Yes,
what?
he did. He puts everything on the internet. Everything about himself on the internet. And this is the one thing you want to keep to yourself. You're full of it. Oh, by the way, this is Boogie 2988. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just want to make
Boogie.
that clear. Yeah, one of the worst people too, because he lied about cancer.
Our great and almighty lolcow.
Man, he's a lol whale. Like, it's not about his weight. It's because of what he does.
I don't know
But
why
also about his
Keemstar
weight.
still-
Yes.
I don't know why Keemstar still has him on when.
Are you kidding? He's a money machine. Like,
Right, but don't you remember that fucking voice message that Keemstar had
yes.
at Boogie?
Oh, he does that all the time. But he means it. But here's the thing. He's like, he gets over it pretty quickly because he knows how much he can make through it.
Oh, and Ficus wants to join in.
Ficus wants to join. I mean, sure. They gone. I'm getting. Let me in. Let me in. Well, first, yeah, you have to be in general. Get in general so I can add. Or maybe I can invite. Hang on. Da 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 da. I'm Chris Hansen.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Um.
I'm a warrior, Chris Hansen. I'm a warrior.
Oh, there you go. I don't know.
Hello.
I don't know how many people can fit my little sidebar. Hello?
All right, so Boogie not only lied about the cancer, right? So when he initially said that he had it, he said that he had it, and then the documentary came out where he said that he had everything except that cancer, but he included the old cancer that he had, plus all of the symptoms of the cancer that he had. But he didn't say he had cancer in the documentary, because in order to do that, the documentarian guy would have had to see his paperwork.
True.
So that
they
yeah,
mentioned that in the last
worse,
stream,
worse.
Where it's like where Nicholas D'Orio came on. He's like, dude, like you're remember? It's like, oh yeah. Plus during the fight, like Keemstar had their medical records, and so he stopped with the stream and went to go get them. And he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, okay, to be fair, I think he was just memeing for that one because that would have actually been a violation. That would have actually broken the law if he had done that.
Oh, yeah, I doubt he would do that, but still, it's like one of those things where it's like, holy crap, that was interesting. Just to hear
That's
about.
Fucking wild. 85 grand. 85 grand on the table said no. And you know how you said, oh, this cancer, this is my thing. I deserve one thing of privacy. I deserve one thing to keep to myself. Hey, you want to hear a bunch of other stuff that I was keeping myself? Like, you motherfucker, you could have picked anything else to keep to yourself. Like that time you beat your girlfriend. Like, what? Nobody need to hear that. Nobody cares about that. You could have kept that to yourself. Straight up lying.
Yeah, this is all news
Well,
to me.
yeah.
I don't keep up with Boogie's drama.
He had
I'm
he
sorry,
was
I've been binging it like crazy.
He had a wife and they're divorced or whatever, and like he did a bunch of things.
No, it was it was on the stream where they confronted him for faking his cancer. He said, yeah, because they were confronting about him, and he was just like, no, I'm not showing it. I want that for myself. That's my privacy. I think it was Keem said, now hold on, you told us that there's so much about you that we don't know. And then in response to that, Boogie started talking about how he beat his girlfriend or something. But he said it in such a way to still draw sympathy. He didn't say, oh,
Absolutely.
I beat my girlfriend once. No, what he said was, oh, my girlfriend was beating me, and I put my hands on her to stop her from beating me. So technically, I'm the victim, but also you should feel bad for me because she was beating me. And then their response to that was, well, did the cancer beat you? So they just
did the cancer beat you? That's true. It's like, because here's the thing. It's like he does that thing where it's like he said he was going to quit the internet, and like all of them were like 100% doubt. It's never going to happen.
He was on like 2 days later.
I know.
His YouTube never went down. Never went down.
I think he shut his Twitter down for a day. but like that's what I heard anyway. But it's like, but then he
Yeah,
came back
because your
It's like-
Twitter, you could shut your Twitter down and then you can bring it right back up.
Oh,
again.
yeah,
But with YouTube, you can't do that. If you delete
True.
YouTube, it's gone. That's why the YouTube never went down, but the Twitter did.
Look at the
Oh, yeah.
background,
He's a
background
coward.
noise where we talk about Lord of the Rings and also talk about Boogie because Boogie's a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah,
I'm
he's
pretty
a
sure Boogie's in the rings. You just saw the troll fight, right?
Yeah, buddy. That was him. I've always assumed that like he was sent to us by Diabito. So that's always my
Yeah,
lore.
Yeah, the offspring of Diabito.
Yeah, he's like he's like a experiment. Like
Bold of
a
you
cloning that
to
went wrong.
Bold of you to assume that he was the cave troll and not the Goblin King from The Hobbit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
He's more of the Goblin
That's a
King.
good point, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The troll is movie Bob. So
Is he active enough for that?
yes.
Yeah.
He goes out there. So
Movie Bob is just the octopus.
I guess
thing.
another thing that I heard about is that why not? Let's get a little bit political because
no.
because like it's not strictly politics, but like did you guys hear what Tenacious D did?
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
who
heard.
that is.
It's Jack Black.
I heard.
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Jack,
Mhm.
why? I love you, man, but why?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's been doing this for a
exactly.
while. He's a Biden simp now. So and so during this concert in Canada, it was like was it him or was it his partner in crime that said like you shouldn't have missed Trump? I can't remember, but like
I don't know.
but it was definitely like in support of that sort of thing. But the thing is though, it's about the joke itself. Are we are people getting offended because of the joke or what the joke is? You know, that sort of thing. Where it's like you hear a joke and it's like, oh, that's offensive. I think people are laughing because you have no choice but to laugh. Because if you don't laugh, then the uncomfortableness will get to you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I was watching a bunch of other videos about like Ricky Berwick, and Ricky Berwick also made jokes about Trump having his ear shot off. And the thing is though, like he had one of them being like, "I do not look like the shooter," and like he does one of those like freeze frames and like or whatever. It's like, oh dang it, because he does. You know, that's the joke.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm like, oh okay. And then he did the one where he took out he has a mouse mascot. Oh, I guess he left. Bye, Ficus.
Bye.
And like the whole thing is like he takes on his mouse mascot and then he gets shot. Like Ricky Berwick is the assassin. And so I'm like, so why is that? You know, why do I think that's funny?
Because it's not in poor taste.
Well, it's sort of in poor taste. It's very edgy. Both are edgy. But one is oh yeah, he was just MasterFicus just said like I was just here to, you know, the crap on Boogie. That's fair. So the other so while I was thinking about it, I'm like, I think the other one is because it's not just poor taste or edginess or anything like that. I think it's also through intent. I think black that could someone help me out?
Jack Black.
Jack Black. Thank you. Had ill intent.
Oh yeah, because Jack Black's, I guess, quote unquote joke is basically like, oh, you should have killed this man. While Ricky Burke's joke is like, hey, look at me, I look just um
him,
like someone that did a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's not
Mm-hmm.
like it's not. It's like is self-deprecating the right phrase I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
for? I don't
yeah.
know.
It's sort of self-deprecating humor, and it talks about this awful thing.
Yeah.
And then the other one where he's the killer, and I'm like, well, Ricky Berwick is not saying he wishes he shot him.
Yes.
Because what's through that is his mouse character is like Trump or whatever. And there's a lot of jokes out there. Like there's this anime one which is really funny, where Trump has a stand, and it's very anime because it's like JoJo, and
Oh
it's
yeah, it's
like
like
it catches the bullet. There's like it's just kind of it's just like, oh man, people will like there's a different kind of jokes in their intent, like
yeah. I mean, like
mm-hmm.
this was a kind of yeah, pretty awful thing that happened, but there was funny memes came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people tend to take it too far because they like saying you want something bad to happen when it doesn't, like especially when it's someone's life. I don't care like what
Mm-hmm.
political leaning you are.
Of
Like that's
course.
kind of a horrible thing to
Yeah.
do and say. But like uh the jokes that basically are just um like I guess in better taste, those could be kind of funny. So and that's what like Ricky Burke did
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of other people just didn't do.
Uh, uh, I I agree, and
Mm.
it's also like it's kind of funny. Like so I don't keep it a secret. I know where my affiliations are when it comes to sort of politics, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to like what people will find funny or not. It's sort of
Mm-hmm.
like that's definitely a personal taste thing. But also it's like it is the sort of hardcore left sort of side that went after people because they had a disagreement on a social or political issue. The cancel culture crowd. And now, when you cultivate that sort of group, you have to walk on eggshells now because anything you say can now get you in trouble. And so it's like, yeah, now it's come back to bite you, sort of, because he did get in trouble for that, where he had to put on an apology because they canceled all his tours as like after the show. They're like, he saw his message board. It's like, holy crap, there's a whole bunch of canceled tours, so I have to make an apology. And then he still got, which was the backlash, but still, I don't think it's an apology. Like, I think he just wanted his return to normal, so sort of thing. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like this is the result of what you did. Like, this is a result of the crowd you sort of cultivate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah. So like, jokes are jokes. Who knew? But like, I think it was Crowder, who said like, are you mad about the joke or what you found offensive? It's like, sort of the idea of like, ooh, you shouldn't tell that joke because I find it offensive. It's like, wait a minute, like, do you not like the joke or what you found offensive? Like, you have to separate these two things. I guess it's sort of like the art and the artist. It's like, can you separate the art from the artist? If you can't, then that's on you. You can't expect everyone to think the same way. So it's like it's like people on the sidewalk who come by the comedy clubs and tell people to stop having a good time. Like, no, it's not going to happen. But like, anywho, I think that'll be it for today. I think that was just an extra piece of spiciness at the end.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't get too political, but that's just like big news. And since it was a short video, I said, why not? Let's go ahead and cover that stuff.
Yeah, I guess only having an 8-minute video on a
Yeah.
4-hour movie, like I think that's a pretty good ratio, you know.
Yeah. That's what I said earlier. Yeah.
Especially when a lot of his criticisms are just jokes, you know. Then
it's
they're
really
not
aesthetic,
really
sort of.
Yeah.
Not aesthetic, but like really surface level. And
Um,
it's like it explains it sort of in the scene, even if they don't say it out loud.
I really like. We don't have to do it today, but I really want to see Cinema Wins' video.
Me too.
Like because like 30 minutes. That's a good start on praising the Lord of the Rings, especially.
That's pretty short too.
Fellowship.
It's like the rest of it.
Yeah,
it's like.
But like, Wins has a tendency to praise superficial stuff.
Yeah, like the soundtrack. It's like it's good. What else?
So I really want to know like what he praises in that video.
Because I have a hot take for anyone out there. I think Sins is better than Wins.
I would,
but it's not by much.
Like, I would have to agree with you, but like, not by much.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
Falco. Guess what trailer just came out?
Oh no, what?
What is it?
It is the new Borderlands movie.
Oh boy, that's not gonna be. You think we have time for that? Or
we could do like a background noise mini on a trailer.
I can do that some other time. Here's the thing. It's not that I don't think anyone should shoot Trump. Hey, look at that! I turned it into something else. But I also don't really care that much about Borderlands. I'm like, it looks like Suicide Squad, but different flavors. So I'm like,
and without the art style that makes Borderlands.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the shell shading, that thing. But anyways, I think we're closing down for now. I know it's short, but yeah, I like a whole short one. I'm glad that
short men, short men are they're good sometimes, you know.
And I'm glad Froggo and Sonlee came in all of a sudden, and MasterFicus with us like, Boggie, I hate him. Bye. But yeah, I can't say he's with a lot of people now. So, anywho, that was Sins. Still not good. Bye, everyone. Yeah.
I was wondering, like, when was that video uploaded?
A long time ago.
Oh, okay.
You can kind of tell because he's not aggressive. Really, he's just saying things. It's definitely an older video. I can find out real quick. Let's see.
Congratulations, Falco. You passed my test. By defeating the evil cinema sins, you've confronted your own problems.
What? I don't understand what that means.
It's a Smiling Friends reference.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. I thought I didn't want anyone to post in here. But oh well. There's Cinema Wins, and Cinema Sins is... Sorry, you may hear something in the background. Where's the date on videos?
It should be like under the video.
It says point to 1 million subscribers. I don't see it.
Oh, it said 10 years ago.
Oh, it does? Oh, yeah, there it is. 10 years. Wow, it is 10 years. Yeah, it's a very old video.
December 3rd. Yeah, 2013.
I'm going to delete this. Sorry, Mr. Guy, but I'll delete your video.
Alright, well, Falco,
Mhm.
it was nice being on this video with you.
Yay, nice
Yes,
being on
it
the
was good.
stream. I hope I didn't cross TOS. But it'll be fine.
Say something. Say